Greetings adventurers, this is Lauren, your guild advisor, and welcome back to some long-awaited DanMemo news. It's been over 2 weeks since I made a video for DanMemo, mostly because there wasn't too much happening in the way of things besides like the weekly Season 3 unit. But this week, we finally got the return of the Volume 6 of Sword Oratoria Adaptation. This will cover the second half, I assume, and I'll comment on the units that are being displayed here in a moment. But the event is called a Duo of Sun and Moon, and if you clear through the event, you'll get a 4-star guaranteed 11 draw ticket. I believe that's just a standard one, not one for like a special banner. And then there's also a 200 Iris reward if you clear through the quest on very hard difficulty. And as you can see, the new units consist of Haruhime, Tiona, Tione, and Aisha. And if you've been following through the Volume 6 event, you should probably know why Haruhime and Aisha are involved in this event and why they are units right now. But there is a certain lack of 3 characters I thought would be getting units, and we'll cover that real soon. But here is the banner layout. Tiona and Aisha are on one. Aisha will be the assist character. The banners are the standard 1st, 4th, 7th, and 10th 4-star guaranteed draws on the banner. And then Tione and Haruhime are on the other banner, both adventurers. This is Bursting Intensity Tiona. You may see on Tiona and Tione, like, their designs aren't really that different from their standard outfits, but they are like battle scarred and such, and it makes sense to me because I know what happens in Sword Oratoria Volume 6. But I do kind of wish like maybe they altered their design just like a tiny bit. Tiona will be a physical attacker with a max attack of 2025 strength, maximum break, max air ascension, and then a high agility at 1160. And before we get into the skills, I'd like to thank Simhow as always on Reddit. I'll leave a link to that thread on the video description. But as for Tiona's special arts, it's an AoE ultra high dark physical attack with a temporary great strength boost and high critical rate, and also reduces the guard rate and counter rate of your enemies by 60% for 2 turns. As for her combat skills, her first skill is an AoE high dark physical attack with a temporary strength boost and ultra unguard rate, and reduces healing by 30% for 3 turns. And also gives your allies a counter rate buff of 30% for 3 turns. And her second skill is a fast strength and magic debuff of 40% to all your enemies, as well as a 35% dark resistance debuff, and all that for 4 turns. As for her third skill, it's a single target high dark physical attack that will increase in damage by 20% for each strength and magic debuff on the opponent, and it also has a high penetration rate, so a maximum of 80% additional damage if you have both let's say for example Tiona's strength and magic debuff and then a strength and magic debuff from an assist character. So I'm most interested to see how well she will do in war game, because I could see that second skill being pretty good if you have a fast Tiona and being able to dish out that debuff with strength and magic real quickly, and then also helping a dark base team with that dark resistance, setting up your team for the rest of the battle. And then for notable passives, she has a 35% bonus light resistance, does 60% more damage on counters, has a bonus 20% magic resistance, and has the Ogre Killer ability. The next character is Valiant Intensity Tione. She is also a physical attacker with a max strength of 2032 and a max agility of 1141. As for her special arts, it's an AoE ultra high dark physical attack with a temporary great strength boost and high penetration rate, and removes all status buffs excluding assist skills. As for her combat skills, her first skill is an AoE super dark physical attack with an ultra uncounter rate, and gives herself an additional 2 actions of a AoE low dark physical attack that will also decrease status buffs by 1 turn. Her second skill is an AoE fast high dark physical attack with an ultra critical rate, and will also increase the strength and dark attack damage of your allies by 35% for 3 turns. Then her third skill is a single target high dark physical attack that will increase in damage by 40% for each strength buff skill on her, and also has a high unguard rate. A standard single target move with that third skill, and then obviously aiming for more AoE type combat, possibly war games. Again, wanting to pair that up with her sister naturally, because they are both dark physical attackers and both work with dark attack damage. Tione buffing dark attack damage and Tiona reducing dark resistance on the enemy. As for notable passive, she has a 35% bonus light resistance. Her counters will reduce the status buffs on the enemy by 1 turn, has a bonus 20% magic resistance, and has the Ogre Killer ability just like her sister. And then we have Pearly Renard Haruhime. She will be a magic attacker with a max magic of 1995 and a kind of low agility at 959. For her special arts, she has a single target ultra high wind magic attack that will increase in damage by 40% for each self magic and wind attack damage buff on her, and she will also remove strength and magic buffs excluding assist skills from the enemy. And as for her first combat skill, it is a self magic and wind attack damage buff of 60%, and also gives your allies a counter rate and critical rate buff of 30%, all of that for 4 turns. As for her second skill, it's a single target fast high wind magic attack with a high critical rate that will increase the amount of single target damage your opponent receives by 20% and also reduces their magic resistance and wind resistance by 35% for 1 turn. So a lot of debuffs with that second move. And then her third skill is the most interesting one. It's a single target mid-wind magic attack, and its skill damage will increase as the total MP of Haruhime decreases, and it will also regen 100% of her MP. And this is a pretty unique skill for a character to have. I don't think any other character in this game has had a skill that's kind of like this, where your damage increases depending on how much MP you're missing, and then also recovering all of your MP later that turn. So very interested to see how people use Haruhime, like how her rotation's gonna go. I assume you're just gonna use that skill when you get low on MP, because I'm assuming that second skill costs a lot. And as for her notable passive, she has a bonus 35% earth resistance, does 50% more damage on counters, and also 15% more damage on criticals and penetrations. And lastly, we have Alluring Dancer Aisha, and ironically, I think this is like the unit she has where she has the most clothing on, and she is an assist character with a high strength of 615 and a decent agility of 446. As for her assist skill at +5, she will give the equipped character 20% additional strength, agility, and dexterity, and then all other allies 10% of that. That 20% strength and agility seems pretty significant to me, but we'll see how people go about that. You do want to be careful about using your Iris because we are still in the middle of the Season 3 stuff where we're getting new units every single week. And guys, I said I would address like the actual characters on this banner, how we're getting another Tiona and Tione. I don't mind that so much because this is Volume 6, this is their novel. Like, I actually complained, I addressed like, yo, why are we getting 2 Ryus for 1 Christmas event? That was last year. Like, that was very strange to me. Like, Ryu is my favorite character, but it didn't make any sense for Ryu to get 2 units for that Christmas. A Stray Record, that makes sense, that's her event, but Christmas? What's going on? But yeah, it makes sense that Tiona and Tione are getting 2 units for this Volume 6 adaptation. The one thing that bothers me is that they kind of made a big deal, like, this is who we're getting for voice actors for the characters Kali, the new goddess, and then Basche and Argana, which are the 2 level 6 Amazonists that will be facing off against Tione and Tione. So I'm questioning, like, why are those not characters we're getting with the banner? There is a possibility that they're gonna blindside us like they did with the Stray Record, where we got like 3 different banners, and then we got a surprise one with Erebus, Zard, and Althea. So I would not be surprised in like 2 or 3 weeks if we do get a final banner for this event that has Basche, Argana, and Kali, because it really doesn't make any sense to not have them now, because they would not have an opportunity really to put them in later, unless we actually are getting a Sword Oratoria Season 2. That would be the only thing that they would be holding them back for. But I think the chances are more than likely that we will get a final banner with just those 3 characters, similar to how a Stray Record worked with that cornerstone banner with Erebus, Zard, and Althea. That's my prediction, at least. This is the login bonus for the event. Pretty standard with the stamina, Iris, Hero Falna, and gacha tickets. And then here's the paid bundles. Be careful with your money. New consoles coming out, you know. Iris combo, another item on sale, like limited paid bundles with 600 Iris and 10 Hero Lights. Again, be careful with your money. And this one's an interesting banner. It says Celestial Festival Gacha, select an applicable 4-star unit to draw from the lineup. And then it says 11 draw, 1 4-star unit is guaranteed on the 1st, 3rd, 5th, and 7th polls. Paid Iris only, and that's the thing. I would not advise to pull on this banner with your paid Iris, because there's just so many characters that you could possibly get. It's not a good idea, in my opinion. Anyway, check the gacha details before you even consider rolling on this. This one's more exciting because it says free 11 draw, gacha every day. And according to SimHow, it's supposed to be going on for like 16 days straight. And it does include some of the new Season 3 characters like Lido, Rei, Wine, and then that Hestia. I don't know why they made that a unit for Season 3, but whatever. But yeah, it's a free 11 draw every day. It's not a guarantee 4-star, but we are getting a free 11 draw every day. So hopefully you guys are lucky. And then Familiar War Game is coming up next week, so get ready for that. Get your Familiars ready, get your lineups ready for that. Record Buster Finn is happening tomorrow night. Kind of unfortunate that it's not War Game, because I like that rotation of War Game and Record Buster. When we get Record Buster 2 weeks in a row, I'm like, okay, sure, why not? And then 7th Zone, of course, refreshing. And then this is a preview of the episode 5 character that will be your weekly unit to draw. And it's pretty obvious who it is if you've been keeping up with the anime, but it's a Harpy. And let's quickly go over the upcoming schedule. Remember, these dates are in Japanese Standard Time, so if you're in the Western countries like me, subtract a day. So tomorrow night, October 28th, is the start of Long Tail, A Duo of Sun and Moon, Part 2 of the Volume 6 Sword Oratoria Adaption. That's when the banners come out. 7th Zone refreshes, Finn Record Buster, the paid bundles, the paid Iris combo, the start of the free daily 11 draws, and then that paid Celestial Festival gacha, which I do not recommend doing. And then on the 29th, probably on the 30th for most of us, the login bonus will start. And then of course on Friday is Danmachi Season 3 Episode 5, and that's also when we get some fun, nice bonuses in our gift box for the episode. And then of course the one free 11 draw for the new anime gacha, and then of course the Episode 5 side story to go with the episode. And then you see they're listed for November 1st. It's just the monthly reset of stuff. And then Familiar War Game happening on the 3rd. So again, be ready. And that's it for the DanMemo news this week. And I really hope you guys have been enjoying the Sword Oratoria 6 adaptation. I hope it shows that the anime did a really bad job at displaying what Sword Oratoria is really all about and what the tone is. It's a lot darker. It's a lot more serious at times, especially with this period of character growth and learning more about Tiona and Tione. They had a very dark past if you've been playing through the event. So hopefully at least this event has been enlightening you guys on how cool Sword Oratoria can be, maybe even inspire you to read the light novels at least. And for those of you who have been watching my danmachi content, like the weekly episode reviews as well as the big cuts and changes videos, I also recently did a video detailing all the different forms of media that danmachi has taken form in, the manga, the light novel, the anime, this Memoria Freze game, the short stories, ones in an art book. All of that is detailed in that video. So if you are curious about getting even more into danmachi, go ahead and give that video a watch. Episode Freya officially came out today, so I'll get a review and spoiler talk video out sometime later this week, hopefully. But man, lots of danmachi stuff happening, and it's taking its toll on me because it's a lot of stuff. But anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you're looking forward to the rest of this Sword Oratoria Volume adaptation. Hopefully we are getting Kali, Argana, and Basche. That is my hope. That is my prediction. I hope it comes true. But anyway, if you want to see more danmachi content, go ahead, like the vid, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitter, and join the Discord. And as always, continue enjoying your time adventuring in Mario and the dungeon. This is Lorne, your guild advisor, signing out.
渦を巻く雨雲から差し込んだ真っ